Welcome everybody to Deadcast episode 1. My name is Fonzo.
I'm Chris, aka Aries.
And I'm Matt. Happy,
All right.
happy to be here.
All right, so it's been a long time coming, man. We've been talking about this for a long time, so it's actually happening now, and it almost feels surreal, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I can't really explain to you guys how excited I am to actually get the first episode out there. Even this is more like an intro, but it is going to be episode 1, and all the work that we put into this, even just today.
Even these posters that we just put
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Moving a big ass couch.
Yeah,
Over
literally
here.
in an L section.
Yeah.
Scoot.
yeah, so
Yeah.
this is my typical streaming area, and we live in I live in a really small apartment, and we had to move the couch on this side, and it was just fucking awful, dude.
Over monitors,
Over the monitors, over the
PC,
computers. Yeah.
camera, everything.
None of this was back here, man. We went to IkiCon this past weekend, and it was really good. I had a lot of artwork from a lot of really talented artists that I picked up specifically for the podcast. A couple of these things, like this art piece right here, was actually given to me for my birthday a couple of years ago by a buddy of mine. So it all like came out like perfectly. And
Yeah.
with the couch, I think the couch is really good. We are going to change it up soon, but
You know what we should have did? Took a before and after picture.
Oh yeah. I
a
could've showed
before
it
and
off.
after picture probably.
Yeah.
would be
Yeah,
nice.
just to see what it looked like before, like the transformation.
Dang. Now that you think about it, that's actually like a really
It
that's a
would have
good
been nice
idea.
to show off all of our hard ass work that we just threw over here.
This is the guy that you want around if you want to know after everything happens. If you want something better.
I'll let you know when you're done.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We could have done
He's
this.
the foreman.
Oh,
Thanks,
this,
dude.
This gray is great. But did you think about painting it purple?
Oh, my God, man. So, we wanted to start off with a little bit of an introduction to how like everything kind of started.
Yeah.
I think we could probably go back as far as like Game and Tell.
Oh.
So
Holy shit!
that was a long time ago,
Wait.
and I originally wasn't even a part of that. So it started. I guess one of you guys can explain that a little better than I can, to be honest.
What did I do? I think I hit Matt up.
Yep.
No, we were living together at that time.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
actually in these apartments.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I've been writing reviews about games and kind of getting people to look at them, and it's shifty, it's going, but it'd be cool if we stuck ourselves in front of a camera
Yeah.
and talked about it instead of writing, because it was at that point where like audiobooks and all that stuff were just like taken off. And then I was like, hey, do you want to do this? And hilarious enough, who it was, you,
Steven was writing game reviews, I think.
Oh, yeah.
On some like live journal, I think
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
updatemyjournal.com, something like that.
Hey, that's not a bad idea though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're good at, I feel like Brandon could be really good at kind of in-depth game reviews. He's
Yeah.
really good at that kind of thing. So that could be a future segment, in the podcast.
Yeah.
We need future segments, so that's really a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
And then that migrated off to Power Attorney Twitch,
That's right, which is still up. And no, don't watch it because it's not. There's nothing there. But
playing Outlast.
dude, we played the whole thing, didn't we?
Yeah, and
One night, I think.
I didn't even touch the controller, but they were like, "Hey, why is that guy sitting next to you?" And then 2 minutes later into the game, when I was just like shit talking, they're like, "That's why he's there."
Yeah, you grounded me because I was getting fucking terrified, but you were like, "Man, fuck this punk ass." shit." Like,
And I was like, "I want you to know, first off, if I was a journalist, I'm not scooping anything."
yeah, you were like, "Why are you
fuck
getting
this-
out of the car?"
Yeah,
Wow, dude, I can't even understand how you guys got through that game. I streamed Outlast one time.
Was it during Halloween?
No, it wasn't even Halloween. It was when we were at the old house and it was nighttime, and I was like, what can I stream? I started Outlast. I was so hyped. Got through that first thing. Everybody was making fun of me and literally never got back on it because I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not going to do it. And then I proceeded to play more Fortnite.
Oh.
Because that's
Well,
what I
that'll-
typically play,
That will cheer you up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It got me. the bright colors got me away from the scary game.
Takes away
So,
the nightmares.
Outlast is definitely a really fun game, man. I enjoyed playing it, but it's hard for me to play horror games because I'm a bitch.
Well, we
So-
played. Me and you played the Hunter, or the
Hunt Showdown.
Hunt Showdown. Me and you played that.
Hunt
on your
Showdown.
stream.
Hunt Showdown is a fun game.
We tried to do the spider thing, and it scared the
yeah,
absolute shit out of us.
Oh my god, Hunt
Yeah.
Showdown was a super fun game.
Is that the you hunt monsters, but other people can?
Yes.
like,
So
hunt you too?
you can do duos or solos. I still don't know. I haven't been back on it. They said that they were going to implement squads, but it was going
I
to be
heard that was-
difficult because the
yeah.
map isn't even that big.
Mhm.
So how could you implement squads? I feel like it'd be a shit show.
Yeah.
So I get it if they haven't implemented squads yet, but it was a really fun game, solo and duo, because it really was. Like you have the surround sound going, you have the headset on, and you're playing this game, and it's scary as hell. It's scary as hell.
It
man.
was quite buggy though. It was alpha, right? Or
it was
early access?
alpha at the time,
Yeah.
and it's been about 5 months now since I played it. So
Okay.
maybe there have been updates. And plus, at the time, I had a really shitty computer. Like my computer couldn't run that at all.
Was
But
that the one?
let
where you
alone
could- you
stream
couldn't-
it.
Yeah, you couldn't stream it.
I literally couldn't stream it
Oh
because
my
it was
God.
awful.
I think I remember that.
Wow.
It was bad, man. And but now with this computer, I did get back on it a couple of months ago. Originally, when I first got it, like when I was able to play it, really good frames. It was a fun game, man. And even whenever it was like low quality, I don't know. I'm one that I don't mind having the game run at 120 FPS, ultra settings. Like I don't mind it. I can understand why people need to have that, but
I
I'm-
don't know how you can't. I don't know how you're cool with that. I
I-
need that at that 60 frames
it's
at least.
Yeah,
like,
no. 60 frames. I understand. Once you're in PC,
That's it.
you can reach those frames,
yeah.
and it's definitely good. But you know, people out there like spend so much money on upgrading their computer to like the absolute max that they can do, and they're not even streaming. They're just playing these games where your computer can actually reach that without streaming. It's gonna have some problems, but. I'm not one to be like, okay, I need that 1080 Ti right now. You know, I need to have the 120 frames per second.
well,
You know, it's definitely good now that I have a 144 monitor and I can reach those frames on this computer. So
well, you are wrong.
No.
Your opinion is wrong.
No,
So-
yeah,
so-
okay.
but,
This, is what, this
no.
is what debates happen. You know, it's all right.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about our favorite games, just so we can get us out there, and you guys can kind of feel for
who we
what
are.
we like to play and who we are. Yeah. So I'll start it off. I think the first one that comes to mind is Star Fox 64.
Man,
Which,
You're going way
uh,
back.
Yeah,
We're
which
going way back.
I rented from Hollywood Video every chance I got when that shit was still around. Definitely Halo, the first one, because that was like
Oh, man.
mind-blowingly amazing to
That's so
me.
good.
And the original Half-Life, which I first actually played on PlayStation 2. It was the PlayStation 2 version, which is
Wow. I didn't even know it was on PlayStation 2.
No,
to be honest.
nobody does apparently. It's
I had no idea, dude. I had no idea.
It actually had like different gun models than the other versions. I can't find
wow.
it anywhere, but it had like an actual assault rifle, whereas the Source one had an SMG. But I loved it, and those definitely. I love strategy games, but first-person shooters, that's my jam.
FPS.
go all
What about
over
what
that,
about
yeah.
right now? Like, what is a recent game that you played that you could recommend it that you just personally enjoyed?
Doom 2016.
Doom,
Doom,
2016.
the 2016 Doom, the newest Doom. Absolutely one of the best shooters I've
sick.
ever played in my life.
Okay.
Killer soundtrack if you love metal. It's just one of the best first-person shooters I've played in a while. Just fast-paced, fun. There's no reloading. It's like constant action the whole time, which I'm totally in love with. There's a story, but your character doesn't care about it. Like, you're just there to kill demons, and that's what I wanted to do. And so it was just a really good, fun experience.
So no reloading.
No, you just pick up ammo off the ground.
Even
It's-
like online.
Nope.
It's like it's
Nothing.
simple. You know?
It's like the original Doom. In original Doom,
Yeah.
there was no reloading. You just picked up ammo.
Okay.
They harken back to that a lot.
So is it like the simplicity that you liked about it? Like how not really the simplicity, but like how it was an amazing game, but it was like the original Doom where it was not so complex. It was just a shooter game where you wanted to go in there and kill demons. And
Right. Yeah, it's because like
There's no if, ands, or buts. It's just
Yeah.
there's demons, and you want to go kill the demons.
exactly, and the way the game even starts off, like
Mhm.
this is what you're gonna do, and so I was like, cool, I'm in for that. And there's almost no point in the game where it stops you and shows you like a cutscene. You just
Keep
you just
killing.
killing, and it's
Keep
just
killing.
super fun.
There's
Yeah.
literally no stop. It's like no cutscenes, not.
Yeah.
Who's the side character?
Dude, I swear
Don't know.
you don't even care because
Yeah.
one of the characters is telling you like, oh, this stuff's really fragile. Don't break it. To stop it, you just take it out, and you literally stomp it
Oh
until it
my
breaks.
God.
Yeah, and you're like,
Fuck your pet.
I feel the same way. Yeah.
All right, nice. Okay, so Doom 2016. That's
Yep.
good. That's a good recommendation. I think I'd play that game for sure.
I definitely have to peep that because when my brother got his Xbox,
Yeah.
Doom was one of the games that somebody like bought for him,
Mm.
and he was on that all the time.
Yeah,
and he was
dude.
like, "You should get Doom. Like, we should play." And I was like, well, "It's already been out for a little bit. I don't know."
Yeah.
The second one is coming out soon, so just keep an eye on it for that if you want to try that one. But fantastic.
It'll be sick, it'll be sick.
Okay. Do you have any?
So I've got to start off like all time favorite game. It's gonna be Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
Like I've got it tattooed on me. That game was my first game to make me gamer rage.
Dang.
Actually, like little me crying upset because I cannot figure out the damn water temple.
Oh,
And I know as soon as I say that, a bunch of people are gonna be like, "He's right."
it was funny until you
He's
said,
right.
yeah, water temple. That
Ugh.
sucks, dude. Yeah.
Dude.
PTSD right now.
Yeah,
dude.
literally, little me in shock. But beating that game had so much satisfaction after that, and then like after that, jumping into I don't know if you guys remember this on GameCube, but Time Splitters.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't remember that game.
Dude, that game was just like fantasy land for a young me.
Yeah.
Just like everywhere, killing like different beings, and then jumping into different portions of time. Amazing.
Yeah, because you would go through like a bunch of different levels they were all completely different because they were all different times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
you could play with multiple people.
Yeah.
So it was like you guys would go in, do the mission, and then like time jump.
Yeah.
And so it was super sick.
I wish I had a little more time with GameCube. GameCube had been out for years whenever I originally got my first one, and it's games like that I wish I would have experienced back in their prime. You know.
Did you were you on PlayStation a little bit more than GameCube?
Not even. Not
Okay.
even when my first PlayStation was PlayStation 2, and I had that right as the PlayStation 3 came out. So
Okay, yeah. I would say after GameCube, because like I lived a little bit on GameCube, so that's where like I was introduced to Smash. I think I played the Star Fox game with the little dinosaur on there.
Oh, Star Fox Adventure.
Yeah. That one, and then from there I migrated to the PlayStation, which then I was introduced to Kingdom Hearts, and we all know how
Good
that
old Kingdom
goes.
Hearts.
You literally once you pick up that game, instant fan. But right now, I would say to current time frame, the main game that I like super enjoy is going to be Overwatch.
oh yeah, of
As
course.
much as like the toxicities in there, just the style of gameplay of like kind of an FPS,
Yeah.
but you have these abilities and different characters that do different things, counter different stuff. I love that.
And it kind of piggybacking onto that, the toxicity in the community when it comes to Overwatch. I know that it's there. Nobody can deny.
You can't say
Nobody
it's
can
not.
deny that the community is not toxic. But as much as I hate that part of the community, the fact that it's just such a toxic game,
Yeah.
I find myself loving the game. Like I love Overwatch. I love mastering characters right now. I'm heavy on Genji, and I love Genji, especially now since I moved from console Overwatch on my Xbox One to PC Overwatch. I feel like Genji is just so fluid with his movements on PC,
Yeah.
and I love the game, and I do want to pick it up some more.
You definitely see that learning curve to it because it's like on console, I hit masters and then I'm like I'm gonna go to PC, and I like masters definitely has to be like plat, like no worries about it. Picked up PC and I'm like, why am I low gold? What is this?
So if I'm correct, they actually balance the game differently on consoles than they do on PC, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, they take into account like how so metals work in a certain span of period
Mhm.
until you hit diamonds and masters. So like The more medals you get as a lower kind of elo help you like grind that SR up, and then
Mhm.
once you get to there, it's how you perform as a team.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I also mean like character stats are different. I believe. Like Tor, I know. I haven't played Overwatch
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah.
long time. So all I really remember was that Torbjorn on console was really strong, whereas Torbjorn on PC was not as good of a character to throw down with.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know about that. I mean, I didn't. I don't think I ever heard anything about that.
I
to
do.
be
I
honest.
do think
I
that
might be
that is
right.
actually a thing,
It
but
was
I
in
can't.
case with Hanzo, I think is where you kind of hear that from
Yeah.
because people were like, "Oh, if you're on console, why is the arrow flying over here and I'm dying because of a headshot?"
Oh, okay.
And so I briefly remember kind of that, but yeah, you get a little bit more mercy, like forgiveness on console than you do
Okay.
on PC. Um, what about you?
Oh man, going far back to my all-time favorite game, and it comes down to. I guess I'll start with my very first game, and you won't believe it. My very first actual video game was Pokemon. It was actually Pokemon Silver. It
Okay.
wasn't even
Oh, okay.
Pokemon Red, Pokemon Yellow. It was Pokemon Silver.
Thought you were
I-
gonna say Snap.
I thought he was
I
gonna
was-
say Stadium.
Oh.
No. I did play Snap, but it wasn't until after. So Pokemon Silver was my first. Is it my favorite? It was definitely one of the funnest games I ever played
Mhm.
because that was to me the prime of Pokemon. Gen
Oh,
2,
okay.
Johto. It was just the prime. I did love it. But I think, and it's going to be pretty obvious whenever I say it, my very first all time favorite game, and to this day, and a lot of people are going to know this about me, Smash Bros.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Smash Bros was the first game I played whenever I got my first console. My very first console was a GameCube. The GameCube was my very first console, and I know some people are gonna be like, "Wow," but I didn't start off with like the older generation consoles.
Like
Maybe my
N64
yeah,
stuff?
like my mom had an NES,
Mhm.
and that's about it. But I didn't really play that one. My first ever console was actually a GameCube, and I loved it, man. I loved Smash Bros. And to this day, it's just such an amazing game. It's such a competitive game. It's a game that I can literally play and never get tired of. Play it every single night, and it's definitely to be the oldest game. That's probably my favorite. Recently, even on stream, that I've been playing a lot of. Obviously, Fortnite. The battle royale community's really like taken over the last year and a half.
Yeah.
So the last 2 years,
Yeah.
I think the battle royale community kind of just like took over.
Definitely.
I love shooters. I love RPGs as well. Kingdom Hearts is definitely one of my tops, man. I love Kingdom Hearts, and I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out. Kingdom
It's
Hearts 3 is
coming.
going to be solid, and I do like the RPGs. So a lot of the older Final Fantasy games. I love the first Final Fantasy on. You can actually play it on mobile now.
Oh
You
yeah.
can get
Oh
it on
yeah.
the on
App
Google
Store?
Play
Pretty
Store,
sick.
on the
Okay.
App Store, yeah, and
Yeah.
on iOS and everything. So I love playing that game. I don't know what it is about that game, but it's so much fun. And right now that's a lot of what I do. I love Overwatch as well for the more recent games, but I think Fortnite really just takes it for me right now. It's just there's a lot of hate when it comes to Fortnite right now, and I can understand why there is all that hate, but I genuinely feel it's a good game. It's solid. It's fun to build for me. It's fun. It really helps me with developing my style on the keyboard, especially as a person that's more fresh to PC gaming,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like myself. Like I started Fortnite on console,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
I swapped over to PC. But I can't tell you how much playing Fortnite on PC has helped me learn the keyboard.
Yeah.
'Cause
Because
you're
it's
moving
just
around.
yes, there's just so many buttons that you have to memorize, so many buttons that you have to press in a very fast environment, and I love that because now thanks to PC Overwatch and PC Fortnite, I am very comfortable with a mouse and keyboard, and that's if anything that's the hardest thing you could ever do. Hardest thing you can ever do is go from a controller
To a keyboard.
to a
Yeah.
mouse and keyboard, dude. Hardest thing. And I tell everybody that's starting, I tell everybody that's getting their PC, it's like you are going to be trash.
Yeah.
You are going to
Power through
suck.
it.
Yeah.
But
Power
you know
through
what? Yes, just power through. Keep playing because it's not going to stay like that. Give it a
We-
couple of months.
We
You're gonna do it better.
booted up Fortnite and was like, let's get this, bro. Hopped into duos. This guy already lost his partner, and it's me and Fonz like shooting and missing everything. Like it was
Oh,
like he was
God.
here and we're shooting here, and it was so bad. And we just kind of like we're over Discord. We died. And it's kind of silent. It's like, damn, we're trash. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm plugging in my controller.
Fuck this. Oh, God. Well,
was
for
great.
those of you still watching after talking about Fortnite and using a controller on PC, thank you.
Just sticking around a little bit.
But
after that.
I feel like the odd man out because y'all, I don't play Smash. I have never played Kingdom Hearts. I don't like Overwatch. I don't play
Wait,
Fortnite.
Hold up. You've never played Kingdom Hearts?
Nope. I watched Fonzo stream it.
Yeah,
That was,
I mean,
it was
look,
Okay,
the,
that's good. That's
that was
good
the
enough. At
experience
least-
I got.
Yeah.
you know, that's not necessarily a new thing. I have met people that have never played the franchise. They've never played any Kingdom Hearts. They've never played any Final Fantasies, and I can't really. It's kind of surprising to me too, because I don't know how somebody can go their entire life, especially at
I'll
our
tell you.
age.
I will
Well,
tell
it's
you.
just- It's
I
just
came
like
out the
it's really odd to me because you know how Final Fantasy is such a popular game and
Yeah.
it has such a following that it has, and Kingdom Hearts too. You know, people actually love the hell out of it.
Yeah.
So
I mean-
whenever I hear that, I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
like that's actually a thing. He has never played this game.
Yeah.
So I played Final Fantasy. If you haven't played Final Fantasy, then I don't understand. But Kingdom Hearts, I didn't play only because I saw it had Disney characters when I was a kid,
Okay.
and I was
okay.
like, "Well, this is stupid.
I
This
wanna
isn't."
shoot.
Yeah, I was
stuff.
like, "This isn't edgy and fun. Like this is yeah." So I never picked it up, but the fan base for that game is
Huge.
super dedicated, and I'm happy for y'all that the third one's coming out
They have-
finally
it's just
after what
they-
13 years or something like
dude,
that.
it's
Yeah.
just the fan base is like a never ending fan base. Like it's never gonna die
Yeah.
because they're just such amazing games in my
Mhm.
opinion, and that
Power of
beautiful
friendship.
soundtracks. It's about friendship.
Like Final Fantasy. It's like when you came over and you're like, "Have you ever played Final Fantasy?" And I'm bad with names, just
Yeah.
period. But I was like, I like the one with the bunny chick and the guy that wants to be a pirate. And you were like,
Yeah, that's 12.
"Oh, the Sky Pirates, yeah." And then like we started talking about it, and then I was like, I know a game that got like a lot of heat, but I liked just because of the style was Dirge of Cerberus.
Oh
With
my
Vincent
God,
Valentine?
was that the third person
That's-
shooter
yeah,
one?
that was the
Oh
actual-
my God.
And you
that
would
was the
turn
actual
into
shooter
the like beast or whatever,
Yeah.
dude. That like I don't know why that just was like a little.
It's
It
just the
was
kind of
cool.
the style of game that you like. And
Yeah.
I guess it was just such a controversial game because it wasn't. So a lot of people, the common phrase that would come out is like, "This isn't Final Fantasy."
Well, it was
Yeah,
also
yeah.
bad, but
All right.
you know.
yeah, I just
No,
walked
just-
out. That was honestly like the biggest thing that I got was, you know, you mentioned Dirge of Cerberus and people. The first thing that you hear is it's not Final Fantasy. Like that's not a Final Fantasy game, and I think that's a little, you know, being biased. I love Final Fantasy. I didn't particularly like Dirge of Cerberus too much, but I love the character. I love the character. I love the
Vincent.
characters that are in there, Vincent, and overall, it still had all of our favorite characters from like Final Fantasy VII, and so it was still a really good game. I watched more lore videos or more YouTube videos about that game than I've actually played.
Well, it was
Yeah.
better than the movies.
All right, look,
Advent Children was
Advent
badass.
Children was an amazing.
I'm just
movie.
gonna say that it was there. I remember you also.
Who am I sitting next to? Those
I-
movies were terrible. Are you
you-
serious? Did you? Okay, all right. Look, Adventure.
bro? The
Did you-
motorcycle
which-
scenes.
which is
Come
the-
on now.
Okay, which is the one? I know which Advent Children is, but there was another one that was. It had like these orange ghosts that would like steal your soul, and they flew around. It was a Final Fantasy movie.
Let's find out.
Orange Soul.
It was like it had these orange spirit things that would fly around, and it was like in the future. James Woods was in it. Yeah, he was like a voice actor in it. It was
What?
terrible CG. I
This-
can't.
Is it the spirits within?
The Spirits Within. That's what it is. Yeah, yeah.
2001.
Yep.
Dude.
yeah, I
Um,
don't think I've ever seen that one.
I haven't
Awful.
Seen
Yeah.
Completely terrible. Advent Children is definitely better than that. But the best one is that Final Fantasy 15 tie-in movie.
Yeah, they were really good.
That was all honestly the best one. So
So that yeah, those I think Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts have their reputations when it comes to being some of the best, RPG games out there.
Yeah.
And so we've proven to you guys that we love our RPGs, we love our first person shooters. Um, there's not really a lot of differences between us.
Borderlands, bro.
Man,
we can all agree on
forgot to do that.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
look,
dude.
I didn't forget Borderlands because I think overall, like, that's one of the
Prime
most
games.
entertaining games I've ever played because it's actually the first game we played together next to Tekken 6.
Fucking Tekken,
Tekken
bro.
6. So,
Trying to catch a ride.
catch a ride. Now, I think Borderlands and Borderlands 2, solid games. I love the fact that they implemented the mechanic where you just literally, the new game plus mechanic that I
Oh, yeah.
love. And
With the
it just
badasses
makes,
and everything.
yeah, and it just makes them stronger.
Yeah.
So the game was very solid. I love the, like, kind of like the fun comedic side to that game.
Yeah. It never took itself too
super
seriously.
yeah.
Yeah, it was never a super serious game, and
Yeah.
I think that was the thing that got me the most when it came to that game.
You know that art style was actually not how it was supposed to look either.
Really?
There was a trailer for it that came out. I want to say maybe like a year or two before they, released the game.
Yeah.
And it was like super
Realistic.
serious looking. It was
Oh.
like washed out, and somewhere along the line they changed it to that, which I think was a
Good move.
really good move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't picture Borderlands being
Yeah.
like
yeah, like all super
Yeah.
serious.
Well, I
and
feel like
drab.
after all the years that the game's been out, it's really hard to
I think
think of it in any other way.
I think it would be boring in a
Yeah.
way. You know what I mean?
the art style is like
it's the
hard to-
art style and the crazy characters and everything that made the game just so lighthearted and so fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it still had all the violence
Yep.
that
Yeah.
people are
Heads
looking
exploding and
for.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heads exploding.
strip
And,
the flesh,
Salt the wound. Yeah, it's just they did such a solid job with that game, and I can't be happier with that game. Borderlands is by far in my own personal Hall of Fame of games.
Yeah.
That just they couldn't go wrong, dude. Come on, man, you can't. You hear Claptrap and you're good. Like that's it.
God.
Claptrap, dude. He's so annoying but so lovable at the same time.
His birthday and the second one was heartbreaking.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, nobody was there, man.
R.I.P.
Yeah, so that's a look back at our favorite games, our current favorite games, and just so you guys can see who we are.
There's hundreds more. We just can't think
There's
of them right
there's
now.
a lot more,
Yeah,
but we're
yeah.
gonna other segments. There's gonna be other segments. There's gonna
True.
be other episodes. This is gonna
Maybe.
maybe we'll see. It all depends on you guys.
Depends how big the egos become.
All right. So one other segment we wanted to touch on during this episode is games that we've played this week. I know that we are very intense gamers. We're very intense gamers, and we all have our own thing that we like to play. So if I can start that off, I did play a game that I did enjoy. I think the community, even though the game's brand new, the community was actually pretty positive, and I had a really fun time. It's called Last Year the Nightmare, which is kind of like a Friday the 13th Dead by Daylight hybrid game that just came out. It's available through Discord.
Oh, interesting.
Only, yeah. I think it's only available through Discord right now. You
Discord
can't,
store?
yeah, you can't get
Yeah.
it on Steam. You can't get it.
Is it not like Xbox either? Like
I don't know. I'm not sure. I just know that it came out a couple of days ago, maybe last week on Discord. So, Last Year the Nightmare basically is, it's exactly the way it is. It's your last year in like college or high school, and a killer's on the loose.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, it's super fun. It did release mid-December, and it's super fun because each character specifically has a role on what he can do to survive against this killer. You have a scout, and the scout has this kind of like a flash gun that you have to shoot at the killer while he's facing you, and you blind him. So once the scout blinds this character, you have brawler type characters
Oh,
that
okay.
have like wrenches or something. And then once the scout kind of flashes you or flashes the murderer, you have to
Yeah,
kind
right.
of cue. It's like, all right, brawlers, like go beat him, And then, it's typically, you have 2 scouts, 2 brawlers, and a healer and a medic. It's typically how it goes. And it's a really fun game because you really have to coordinate with your team. on how to play. I've never personally played Dead by Daylight.
Okay.
I've had a lot of people recommend the game to me. It doesn't seem like a game that I'd want to play because I have seen. It's not like I'm, you know, turning it down. I have
Yeah.
seen gameplay of it on Twitch.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
some of my favorite streamers that stream it, you stream it, and it definitely seems like the same kind of game because I love Friday the 13th, and I love that Last Year of the Nightmare. There's certain aspects about Dead by Daylight that I just can't really catch on to, and that's my main thing. So yeah, if you like Dead by Daylight, if you like Friday the 13th, Last Year of the Nightmare is actually again it's available through Steam. Steam. It's available through Discord.
Ah.
$30. It's a really good game, and I recommend that game.
Does it take place at school?
Yeah.
Like on campus?
So there's different
Okay.
maps. There's like I think 3 or 4 maps right now. One's kind of like the courtyard map, and then
Okay.
there's the gym map where you can go
Oh.
to the actual gym, and then underneath it where the showers are.
Oh,
stuff like that.
okay.
So it's
Okay.
like portions of the school are
Yeah.
the map.
Yeah, portions of it.
What's
That's cool.
what's end game? Like, are you trying
End game
to
is
kill the
you
killer?
no.
or are
End game
trying to
is you
get out?
trying to escape.
Okay.
End game is so the game is going through different obstacles, getting the power on. After getting the power on, going to the door. After the door, opening the door and escaping through the door before the murderer like kills all of you. So
Is it third or first person?
it's third person.
Okay.
It's third person. It's a lot of fun. There's currently 3 killers out, so I recommend the game. That's really the only newest game that I've played right now. If I can recommend another game that I played recently,
Mhm.
I would have to say
Oh,
I just
Oh,
went
boy.
back. No, I just went back to Counter Strike.
Oh wow.
I went back. Yes.
I didn't expect
Oh
that
wow.
from you. Yeah.
Okay, look, they just came out with the battle royale for Counter Strike.
All right.
Did you
Well,
know-
Oh no.
Yeah, yes, dude. They came out with the
did
battle
they
royale.
really? Are you
Yes.
pulling my leg? No,
No,
way.
no, they came out with the Counter
Should
Strike
I
battle royale.
fact check it?
Counter Strike battle royale, but it's
Oh,
it's
no.
much smaller.
I can't believe it.
Yes.
What's
So
it called?
It's just it's a battle royale mode for.
Oh,
for
that's
Counter-Strike,
just all it's
literally.
called. Okay.
And it's very different from your average battle royale because it's really small.
Okay.
You know, average battle royales you have 100 players. On this one you have nowhere near that.
Is
What is it, like 10?
20,
Oh,
20
wow,
or 30
okay.
players. And it
Interesting.
has the feel of Counter Strike for all you Counter Strike lovers. And I can understand that people are sick of the battle royale. I get it. You know, I feel like it's being jammed down our throats at this
Everyone.
point. But for those of you that do enjoy battle royales like myself and enjoy that CS:GO experience,
Yeah.
I played a couple of games, and you know what? I kind of recommend it. It's definitely something to pass the time. I don't think I'd
That's-
play it all day, every day. Of course not. But if you're just tired of like the games that you're playing, if you're just trying to get away from your Overwatch, if you're trying to get away from your Fortnite, from your PUBG, Call of Duty, play a game. I mean, play a game of CS:GO. It's actually free right now, I think.
I'm
Yeah, it's free. So
I'm so surprised. The last game I would have thought that would
Yeah.
ever have
Come out of
gotten a
his
battle
mouth,
royale
yeah.
mode is
Yep.
Counter Strike
absolutely,
Global Offensive.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that's-
I woke up one morning, I got it on Steam, and there it was.
I'm,
So I
on,
downloaded it.
I'm honestly
Wow.
gonna say at this point, like if you're a shooter and you're not making a grab at a battle royale game, you're probably like doing it a little wrong.
Even Call of Duty did it.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
They
what
did
is
it really well.
Battlefield?
Battlefield did, of
Battlefield's
course.
gonna do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just that's the hip thing in the last 2 years, and
Yep.
I can understand it. I personally enjoyed, like I say, most of my time is spent on Fortnite, and I enjoy Fortnite. Most of the battle royales that I've experienced are really good. I had a bad experience with PUBG, only because when I got on PUBG, it felt like they weren't doing enough to make it a more
It's like blocky.
yeah. It was really weird. It
Mm.
wasn't fluid, you know.
Okay.
But that's why I loved Fortnite so much because Fortnite it just kept getting updated
It's refined and
and
everything.
it kept getting better, you know.
Mhm.
Maybe not this season. Season 7 is toned it down a little bit. You
Sword
know?
planes.
Yeah, you know, we got mystic weapons and planes, bro. Like, no, get out of here. But I personally enjoyed all of the battle royales because I love the battle royale games, and those are just some games that I can recommend.
Yeah.
Cool.
You already said it before too. I've been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight,
Oh.
and that's probably going to be the like origin of where the last year came from. Just because like how he defined, you gotta get the power on, open the door, and then escape. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
You essentially you start off 4 survivors, 1 killer.
Mhm.
Each survivor kind of has like their own perks and their own little backstories. Um, and those little like backstories and perks give you certain advantages. But at the same time, you level up that character to be able to like teach somebody else a skill. So there's like one
Oh, interesting. Okay.
there's one character who can self heal. So like it takes 2 hits to get down by a killer, unless it's a killer like there's a hillbilly and cannibal, and they basically have chainsaws.
So there's different killers
Mhm.
now as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And the chainsaws down you in 1 hit, but if you get slugged is the term, which means that they hit you with their primary weapon, so their secondary.
Yeah.
You can self heal yourself up
Okay.
to be able to take another hit and not just be down instantly.
Obviously, while running away from them.
Yeah. Well, the thing is you can't heal and run.
Yeah,
You
have
have
run
to
first.
stop.
So you gotta hide and try to do
Exactly.
it.
But the
Okay.
killer, so if you run, the killer gets kind of has like a sense and sees like all these scratch marks. Because like if I tell you to run through a forest, you're gonna like snag like branches and all
I
this stuff.
see. Yeah.
But if you can get away good enough to crouch and then kind of like walk away or like juke them, it stops your pattern, so it's harder to find you.
Oh, okay.
They do have different characters and different stories. So one of their characters on there is called like the Hag.
I think I've seen gameplay of her.
Yeah, it's this like girl that's like gray body. She kind of looks like honestly like she drowned
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But her ability is she can put these like hacks down, and if you step on it, an image of her pops up right where you stepped on.
Oh shit.
So the killer has the choice. Like if the killer's chasing somebody, they can either stop chasing that person
Oh,
and warp
go that. Ooh,
back
okay.
to the hex that they were on to stop whoever they got, or continue to chase. But it still scares the living shit out of me because like you're playing, and if you step on a hex, she pops out screaming.
Yeah.
But the
Oh.
killer doesn't necessarily have to take
so,
over that.
So you don't know if she's gonna come.
Yeah,
to you
yeah.
or
It's
not.
like a
Gotcha.
kind of like a phantom.
Yeah, cool.
But
That's
then
really cool.
they also introduce people like Freddy Krueger.
Oh, really?
Michael Myers.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger in the game.
Yeah, and Freddy is kind of a lot of people are like, oh, he's trash. That is the most scary killer at all. You can't see him. You get a heartbeat when a killer's nearby.
Yeah.
For Freddy, all you hear is la.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he has to bring you into the dream world, so your character starts like twitching, and then you like all of a sudden your character's head just hangs, and you hear and you turn around,
snap.
and he's chasing you.
Oh.
And the only way to get out of the dream world is you can walk up to a buddy, they snap you out of it, or if he gets you, what the killers are trying to do is sacrifice you to this entity.
Yeah.
And so they throw you on this hook, and as Freddy, when you throw it on the hook, the pain
brings you
out of the dream world. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can fail like a skill check. So when you go to do like a generator or anything to turn on, you get this white wheel, and there's like a good skill check and a bad skill check and all that stuff, and you want to get in there. But if you mess up, it alerts the killer where you are.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, and it's cool because even if let's say you're playing 4 people and 3 people get out and you're by yourself and you're like, I don't know where the door is, it gives you the opportunity to find what's called the hatch, which is this underground little like hatch piece that allows you to escape.
Oh, okay. Like a freebie.
Yeah, because there's some really good killers on there, and as long as you start 2 generators, you basically allow the last person alive to get that hatch.
Yeah.
So like, if the killer murders everybody, but you have 2 generators, or well, murders 3 people and you have 2 generators, it allows at least one person to try to escape.
Okay.
On top of that, I don't know if last year does it, but the killer and the survivors get perks. So killers can do things like sense if 2 people are working on a generator, sense when you're healing, stuff like that. And survivors get things like, if I jump off this building, I get a sprint burst, so it's quicker. So if you're chasing me, I take off.
See, I don't think last year is
that in depth.
With the game.
At least, yeah.
That's one thing. If you like more complex games, I feel like Dead by Daylight would be the way to go. I do see some of that like similarity with Dead by Daylight to Friday the 13th. Because in Friday the 13th, obviously you have those those kind of perks
Yeah,
that
yeah,
each
yeah.
character can get.
Speaking of Friday, I think they put Freddy in Dead by Daylight. That seems like a direct jab
Friday the
back
13th.
at Friday the 13th.
I
That's
feel like that's
crazy.
exactly
what
I
I
didn't
did.
even know that he was in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
kind of
don't
funny.
Yeah. All-time favorite killer on that game though is gonna be Jigsaw.
Jigsaw.
I did
Wow.
not know Jigsaw was in there.
Seems
You
like they got some better killers
Yeah.
in there.
It's cool.
Yeah.
They have their custom killers, and what's cool is like you can click on them, and they all have a story.
Oh, that's neat. Of how they
So-
got like into the game or something.
And
Okay.
like the Jigsaw is Amanda, the one that
Yeah.
took over Jigsaw's like legacy.
His apprentice.
Yep. So like you just go through there and you can like read through all them.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Okay. But that's definitely the game that I've been playing heavily.
Yeah, that's dope.
Next to Overwatch, of course.
Yeah, of course, Overwatch all the time. All the time.
I've seen you stream a little bit of Fortnite.
Yeah.
You were playing a little Fortnite.
Yeah,
I see
a
that.
little bit here and there.
But yeah, I definitely see you on Dead by Daylight and Overwatch the most for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna talk about some real games.
Okay.
Over
Yeah,
here.
let's go,
So,
dude. I'm excited, dude.
Been playing some Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Okay. Next.
Yeah.
No, I'm just like
Veto.
So you guys, I actually know for a fact, Chris, you were real heavy in Assassin's
Dude.
Creed for a long time. I remember when 3 came out, how hyped you were to
Yes.
to jump on that train. Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since 4,
Right.
and
Which
I
one-
only
which
played
one's that one?
4 Black Flag.
Oh yeah.
I only played 4 because you were a pirate and not an assassin per se. But I was never. I played the first one. I liked it. I didn't beat the second Revelations or Brotherhood. I didn't beat those.
Dude.
Okay.
Those
yeah.
are my favorite.
He
It
doesn't
doesn't
get to
matter
talk
now
about
'cause,
Assassin's Creed
Look, it
anymore.
doesn't matter because Desmond's dead, right? So
Wow.
that whole arc is gone.
dude.
Moment of silence. Please.
But
Revelations and Brotherhood were by far my favorite.
So
games.
good. Yeah.
They were
What
so
is it? I'm done. You
Yeah.
can't control me anymore.
good, dude?
Oh my god,
So
dude.
good. I can't even trust you anymore. that
well,
you haven't even beaten these games.
He's like, do I have news?
I'm
for
gonna
you?"
talk about it anyway. But no, I played. So I played a little bit of Origins, and Odyssey plays very similar
Okay.
to Origins, where they completely changed the whole combat system. Now it's more, it's gear based, like an actual RPG. Like you find swords that you can equip and stuff like
Okay.
that. There's no, I don't think there's a hidden blade at this point.
What?
You use like the spear of Leonidas as your assassination weapon.
Okay, that's
Um,
interesting.
Oh,
I
God.
completely blanked
Yeah,
on
yeah,
so
We
Spear
can
of
edit, we can
Leonidas.
edit that out. We can edit
Yeah,
that
Spear
out.
of Leonidas.
so you use the spear of Leonidas as your assassination weapon, and the whole game. I mean, playing Odyssey from playing like 4 it's a completely different game.
Yeah.
It's still got the same Assassin's Creed name on it, but if you just showed me side by side,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to tell you if they were in the same
I haven't
series.
even-
Damn.
I haven't even personally played any of the new ones.
When'd you
Odyssey,
stop?
Odyssey? What was it? Assassin's Creed
Origins.
It's Origins and Odyssey are the 2 newest ones.
Yeah.
I haven't played
Before
any of
that
them. I stopped.
was Syndicate, I think, was before those.
That
I think so.
game.
I think so. I think you're right. And then it was like
Unity.
Unity, and the other one, right? I think the last game that I played, and this is gonna be a surprise to you, the last game that I played and made me stop playing was Black Flag.
Yeah.
That game, and it's really weird to me because there's so many people that will say Black Flag was the funnest game of the franchise, and I understand that. You know, it's different. You know, I get it, but whenever I played it, I don't know if it was just the fact that I was kind of done with it at that point. I think I was just done with Assassin's Creed.
I was the same way.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I was just I'd gotten to the point where, you know what, I played the first one, the second one, Revelations, you know, all this, and I think when I got to Black Flag, I kind of realized that I was just
Yeah.
You
I
were
was
done
kind of
with it.
done.
Yeah.
I'm kind of done.
I
I'm away
was-
from Assassin's Creed.
A
I
lot
was
of people
exactly
did
the
that,
same way. Yeah.
with Desmond.
But I'm glad
dying.
that you're enjoying the new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically The Witcher, but Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
That's
Like
whole-
the map is ridiculously huge. You open it and you can scroll out, and it's this huge, like it's the biggest map I think.
Like Skyrim a little bit.
I want to say it's bigger. There is a lot of water though, because you're sailing a ship. You know, again, obviously it's in everyone now,
Yeah.
but there's not hundreds, but there's a bunch of different islands everywhere that you can go to, and just the starting area alone I thought was huge. And there's even more than that. No loading screens, and they didn't shove their fucking microtransactions in my face, and I was so impressed with that.
Okay.
They it brought the store up once to me after I finished the starter area. They were like, "Hey, we gave you 200 Helix credits. You can get like whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can't.
You were
get,
like, I'm keeping.
But that was the extent of it.
yeah, they didn't shove it in my face. There's only like a little button on the main menu that says store. When you press start, the only way you can get there is in the top right corner in very small. Is like press right on the D-pad. So
Okay.
I love it when games do that. I hate that there are microtransactions, but I love that it's not shoving it in my face. But gameplay wise,
It's good.
it's amazing, dude. It's so you can't. You know how in the old ones you could basically counter kill every single opponent.
Yeah, you would
that
just
came
wait.
in? You just wait,
Yeah.
wait from it. You can't
It
do
was
that
just
anymore.
easy, you know?
You parry, but you don't get like a real counter this time. You can just block, and it'll slow down time for a couple of seconds, where you can get some hits in, but you can't just insta kill. Enemies have levels. So you level up, and then enemies around you don't scale. So whatever area you're in will have enemies set to like level 15.
Kind of
And
like Origins.
yeah, and then once you get past that, you can wreck them all. You won't get much XP, but
I like that concept.
yeah, I love it. I think it's probably the best direction they could have taken this series, because it was getting stale, like for sure. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't play Origins too much because I didn't like the desert.
Right.
But the Greek setting of Odyssey is so freaking dope. Like they talk.
Is it nice? Like beautiful.
It looks beautiful. I love the Greek gods and all that kind of thing. And they're always talking about them, like by Zeus and that kind of stuff. I love that. You get to see the hot gates, Thermopylae, where 300.
Yeah.
Happened and everything.
Yeah.
Dude, it's sick. It's so good.
Damn, I might have to.
I can't stress to you enough.
Kind of adds on to that Greek mythology. It's just so fun.
So
good.
People love that.
And they weave in like the first civilization stuff from Assassin's Creed into that. Like maybe Athena was real, and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I'm gushing about it. I played it for 15 hours yesterday, and I can't stop gushing about it because it's so much freaking fun. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
And the assassinations are no longer instantly fatal. So if there's a higher level person or target that you're trying to kill, you only do like a certain percentage of damage on their health. So there's warrior damage, assassination damage, and hunter damage. And that the gear you get defines the score or like the percentage of those that you do.
Okay.
So right now I'm rocking like not heavy armor, but just it looks like
a
Spartan armor kind of stuff. And it gives you a ton of warrior damage. So when you're actually in combat, you do X percent more damage from your weapons and stuff. The bows I think are exclusively hunter damage. So the more hunter damage you do, the bow is more powerful, which I don't really ever use.
I feel like the bow is like one of the most.
I think it honestly is a useful like tool, because sometimes to kill a target silently you have to assassinate them, or I would assume use the bow with a headshot. But since I have no hunter damage, it does like nothing. Like I'll headshot somebody, it'll take off half health, so they'll just run at me with an arrow in their face.
He's here.
But I'm trying to get the assassination damage up, because even now the same level targets as me, I won't insta kill them. And there's now two types of assassinations. You can press Y to do like a quick one, and then if you hold it, you'll do like a critical one, where you'll do a ton more damage, but you have to set it up.
Okay.
You have to like actually sit there for a second and then target it and do it. So it's more challenging in that regard, where you can't just straight up, you can't just run in, kill him, and get out. So it's really hard to ghost areas now and just kill one target.
Okay.
And the so I've played Red Dead a little bit, and this you have a horse in this one, and the only reason I bring this up is because no matter where you are, if you call the horse, it comes to you like right there,
Uh-huh.
and it's I feel like I shouldn't have to say it's a small thing, but it's so nice. Like it's not realistic per se, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so nice to just be able to have that same mechanic that Red Dead did, but have it work fucking
where you can
work
call your horse.
properly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
and to get around and everything. Um,
You can do that
and
in
then
a little bit of Legend of Zelda as well.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, you can call your
oh
horse.
Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can literally call your horse
He'll
wherever
come.
you want. It's
Yeah,
just so convenient.
yeah. It's not realistic, but who the fuck cares?
Yeah, it's a game, man. Get over it.
I'm not trying to live life. I'm trying
Exactly,
to live a
yeah.
fantasy life.
But we'll talk about Red Dead later.
Yeah.
I have words,
For sure.
but I guess the last thing I want to touch on is there's naval combat. I don't know if that was in Origins or if anybody played enough to get that. I think maybe there was some, but this one it's archers and javelins. It doesn't have cannons, obviously. Um, it's not fun.
No.
It's not very
Can't
fun.
just
It's so basic that I almost don't think it should even be a mechanic in the game. It's like it feels like how 4 did, where you aim and it's got that like line of where it's like
okay.
Yeah.
the white arcing line. It's the
Yeah.
exact same thing from 4.
So you're saying
Only
that it
it's-
wasn't that good in 4 either.
I liked it in 4 because it made me feel like a pirate commanding a
right, okay.
shitload of cannons.
Okay.
But in this one, you're just like archers, and they're like, like
Yeah.
there's no like fanfare with it. They just
Okay.
shoot off arrows.
You don't get that shockwave from the cannon.
Exactly. Yeah. You can
I get
you
that.
can get like fire arrows and fire javelins that do extra damage, but those are the 2 options you have. You can arrows, javelins, or I guess 3. You can ram them with the front of your bow, and that's it. You don't get to drop barrels behind you that I've seen yet.
Oh yeah.
You don't get to. You
can
can
board
board.
them? Okay.
You can board after you lower their health, but it's not fun. I mean, you
Yeah.
cleave them all down, and there's one leader, the captain on there, that'll be like a higher level that'll take some more damage. But you have captains you assign or lieutenants that you assign to your boat that give it some bonuses here and there, like little things, and they'll jump off and board with you. But usually they're so good they'll just kill everybody. So
You're
it's
just
like
standing there.
yeah,
I do kind of like that though. The
Yeah.
fact that they'll jump in with
It
you
is
if you
cool,
assign that.
but
That's cool.
it's for 5 seconds before
Yeah.
everybody's dead, and then you just like loot a chest and leave.
Do you still
Okay.
get that rope mechanic to where if you cut it, you go to the top of the map?
I don't think so. I think you just have to like straight climb. I haven't actually tried to climb the boat though, because I try to stay off of it as much as possible,
yeah.
because
So
I'd rather
take
be
this
on the
boat.
ground. The fighting combat, like the ground combat, is so much fun that I almost always just want to do that.
Yeah.
Like I almost don't even want to stealth things sometimes, because I'm like, I'm gonna take out this whole fortress with my
Yeah.
my dagger or something,
That's always been
yeah.
a really fun thing about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
'Cause
they,
you know what?
they
It's an assassin thing.
Right,
You
yeah,
have to be
they-
an assassin, but-
this one out of all of them feels like, why even call it Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Because you're not, at least I haven't progressed far enough. I don't know if he becomes an assassin or not, but
No
you're
Brotherhood
not an
talk?
assassin. I
No.
haven't heard any of it. There's a
Okay.
cult that I found, but that's it. Yeah, there's no.
Okay.
You are a mercenary. They call you Mistios, which means mercenary, I guess.
Mm.
But that's literally what they call you, mercenary. Like you're not an assassin. You are loud as fuck. You don't wear the hood. You don't wear any of the assassin clothing. You just fuck up everything in your path. But I love it. It's fantastic. It's definitely a step above, I think,
Yeah.
the other ones in terms of gameplay and especially story. But I think that is about it for me.
I'm gonna have to give that game a try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know I'm far past Assassin's Creed at this point, but if a game like that's it's good cinematic, good mechanics, good
Mhm.
everything. I'm down to give it a try.
The thing is, it's it's not the Assassin's Creed you played before.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a
It's
different
different
game,
story?
but it's a different game
Mm.
with the same overarching, I guess,
guess,
story.
concept.
Yeah.
Do you get out of that world? Do you ever get to experience the person in the anime?
So far, I think it's the same woman you see in Origins.
Okay.
So far, it's literally been she picks up the spear of Leonidas and then walks away, and then an anime screen comes up, and it's like her talking with whoever her handler is, and that's it. And I've played for 15 or so hours, and I haven't seen a single outworld kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah. Was there anything else you guys wanted to? Oh, also it's on sale. I think currently, I think it's on
Oh, it's on
sale. I
sale
don't know
on
when this
Steam?
airs. If it airs and it's not on sale, I'm sorry, but it's like half off
Pre-recorded. Yeah,
right now.
pre-recorded
Yeah,
it.
it's only $30. So if you want to pick it up,
Oh yeah.
if it
Steve
is,
said
yeah.
If you want to pick it up 2 weeks ago. you
Yeah.
know,
yeah. Well, so I think that's it for me. Unless you guys have anything else you want to add.
No, I think that was good.
Yeah.
For our first episode, it's definitely been a little rocky. The video is going to be a little rocky because we did do this not in one take. We did do 4 different clips, so expect some editing
Some
going
quick
on,
cuts.
and just
Yeah.
stick with us. Really, just stay with us, man, because we're very passionate about what we're doing. We're very passionate about this podcast. We're going to do everything that we can. It's not always going to be 3 of us. You know, sometimes it'll be me and Matt. You know, me and another buddy. You're going to see more people coming in here, more people with different ideas and different aspects into gaming, and it's going to be so much fun because we're 3 very different people when it comes to gaming. We all love games, but you get to experience the way it
flavors,
is
the
through
flavors.
different people.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it is. So overall, man, I have loved the experience. I think it's been a really good.
Yeah,
experience.
this is great.
Yeah.
As for new ideas, none for me. I'm stuck in my ways. So
It's like I'm
that's-
never changing. I'm perfect.
I will always hate. I always hate on Fortnite,
Yeah, I
even
mean,
though it's
it's the way it
it's an
is.
alright game.
It's
I'll
the
still
way it
hate on it.
I do want to add just a little thing for everybody that is going to watch us. I do want to thank you guys,
Absolutely.
the people that have followed us on social medias. We will be dropping our social medias in the description below.
Mhm.
If you want to watch my boy Aries on stream, his Twitch will be in the description below. My Twitch will be in the description below, as well as Matt, who is going to be trying to get back on Twitter or trying his best to get back into social media. He's not the best at it,
Nope.
but
Memes are about it.
I'm gonna try to do it, but we're gonna get back on the social medias, man. I personally handle our Facebook page, so please get on our Facebook at Deadcast
Yeah.
and give us a follow, dude, because I'm gonna be updating everything. Like you're gonna be able to message us, let us know if you have any topics that you want in the comments. Really, let us know if you have any topics that you think we should touch on.
Yep.
We will do it. We want to be a community here, and we really appreciate all the support so far. And you can expect a lot of fucking content from us.
Yeah.
You can expect a lot of fucking content. Obviously, it's not going to be for a bunch of kids. You know, it's going to be mature, but it's so much fun.
Some cursing.
Some we toned it down a little bit.
It's not too
Uh,
bad. No, just
Yeah, I think that overall this was good, and we definitely we kind of want to try and make this an every 2 week thing for the podcast.
We are dipping into a little bit of editing now,
Yeah,
so we are noobs at editing.
it'll
So
take us a
please
bit.
just-
Yeah,
please just bear with us and give us some time. We're all going to be equal in this podcast, and we're all going to be putting our ideas into this and making sure that this is a fun experience, not only for us but the people watching.
yeah. And personally, do thank you guys for tuning in. If you watched all the way into this point, thank you very much. I know it was kind of rough. We're like you said, we're gonna have some quick cuts, but really appreciate it. Definitely, it's gonna get better. We're gonna figure out how to edit properly,
Get a better angle
and
get better quality.
get a better angle.
It's kind of like cooking. You start off, it's bad.
Yep.
And
Then it gets
since
better
this is
better.
the first episode, I want to give a thanks to them, and it really doesn't go said very often. This has been a long time coming,
Oh.
man. It's been a long time coming from years and years ago, and I want to give a special thanks to Matt. Whenever I hit him up a couple of weeks ago with my original idea to start doing this, pick it back up now that I had the equipment, he was instantly 100%. Yes, let's do this. And I can't thank him enough because I don't know what I'd do if it was just gonna be
You
me by
wouldn't have a
myself.
podcast. I
Yeah.
am the backbone of this
Yeah, he is
podcast.
the
I am the
backbone of this,
greatest
podcast.
podcaster. That's
So I just can't thank you enough. And like I said, I have some problems here, and they're definitely helping me through it, helping me open up to the podcast as well. So special thanks to the people that are going to be helping on this: Chris, Matt, my boy Brandon, and everybody else in the back that you guys don't see.
Alex, who
Yeah,
helped us
Alex
set
as
up the
well.
You
camera.
can't see him.
You
can't see him, but he's back there. Yeah,
he's right there. But thank you guys, really, and I mean that's all I have.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. Please, I mean, this spiel, like and subscribe, hit that bell, ring that bell, boy. And if you see us on Facebook, please like our page. And we're gonna try to make the best content we can for you guys. So thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much, dude. This has been so much fun, and I can't wait for episode 2, dude.
Swag, gang. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Later, y'all.